Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Hope you're well. Welcome to the first ever morning meetup show. Hope you guys are well. Please make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel and smash that like button. Imran, yes, we are starting in the morning. So we're going to start doing some morning shows for you guys. Look, obviously work schedules and everything get in the way of doing some of this sometimes. Some of those have been changed now, so there will be more morning shows. Hopefully you guys have seen the fan cams from Crystal Palace. Going to hopefully do more of those. Look, many times we say to you, we're going to try and do more, improve on the content we're doing. You guys support us so much. It's the least we can do. And we like to be people that keep our word and keep our promise. So God willing, this continues. We'll be doing morning shows, hopefully around 3 times a week. May even be more than that. We'll see. Depends on availability and everything. I'm going to try and do that. So yeah, just something for people who are at work, something to watch maybe on your lunch break. So maybe about 20 to 30 minutes this show will be. Sometimes it will be longer, sometimes it'll be shorter. It's not going to be like the daily news show. It's going to be longer than that. The daily news show is about 10 minutes and only really happens in the summer. But yeah, no Curtis, there is still a Monday night live show. That is our like staple show. So that is the very first show we actually did on Kop-Ish. So that's a show that's always going to happen. The only time the Monday night live show won't happen is if there's an emergency with all 3 of us, or if there's a match on Monday that Liverpool are playing in. Otherwise, sorry, we will be doing the Monday night live show as always. But yeah, this is just a Monday morning meetup. So the morning meetup, this is the new show. Hopefully at least 3 times a week. Also going to have more members content. I'm aiming to film a weekend roundup of all the Premier League results for the members today. So God willing, I'll be able to do that and get it out for you guys today. So you'll have something for the members. I know members, we haven't really given you much over the last couple of months. Apologies. That will change going forward as well. And yeah, as Imran says, the work rate don't stop, man. Like me, Matt and Drift, we're trying to take this to another level. So God willing, we do that. We do that. So without any further ado, guys, I wasn't able to sort of do the watch along with Matt and Drift, nor was I able to do the post-match reaction because I was down at the ground. I was getting some fan cams sorted and speaking to some people around the ground. First and foremost, what I will say is the people I spoke to on Saturday were absolutely amazing. I spoke to a couple of brothers from Liverpool who recognized me from the channel, and they were nothing but complimentary and just really humbling to hear some really nice words. I got a shout out to my brothers from another team that is Crystal Palace. So that's D from Back of the Nest, and that's Rich, JC, Nate, and all the boys from Eagle Eyed Football as well. They gave me a moment of their time, so big up to them as well. There is also one other person. I'm not gonna mention her name, but you know who you are. You were down there. I interviewed your son, James. Big up James as well, another Crystal Palace fan. I'm not gonna mention your name for obvious reasons, but big up to yourself. You know who you are. Lovely meeting you as well. And yeah, it was just a really nice day. Anyone who watched the watch along on Big Up will know I had a little bit of drama, so I'll get into some of that actually. So I grew up in Thornton Heath, which is where Crystal Palace's stadium is. So from my house to Crystal Palace, walking distance, maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. In fact, we're quite well. Where I used to live at my mum's, we could hear when Palace scored because you'd hear the roar from the crowd. So we're pretty close. So I know the area well. I grew up there. I lived in Thornton Heath until I was like early 20s. I'm there all the time because mum's still there. I used to work there up until recently. So Thornton Heath's in my heart. Croydon's in my heart. Everyone who knows me knows that. So I know how to navigate Thornton Heath. I know how to navigate Croydon and all that. So there's a specific pub in Liverpool, in Thornton Heath, where rival fans or opposition fans of Crystal Palace will go and watch the game. Everyone knows the pub. So I went down there with my Liverpool kit, my Liverpool top, and my Liverpool jacket, thinking I'm going to park up close, quickly walk to the pub, and then I'll be good. Got to the pub, and the pub ain't showing the game. So straight away, I've gone, right, I'm in big trouble now because I'm gonna have to walk around looking for a pub, and I'm in my full Liverpool stuff. I don't know how people are gonna react to that. So I was like, all right, cool. So coincidentally saw a couple of other Liverpool fans who obviously seen me wearing a Liverpool kit and all that. So they've gone, is this not the pub that is showing that? And I'm like, it is. It is the pub, but it's not showing it today. So they're looking around. I'm looking around. Aija, no, Selassie, I did not get run out of my ends. But so I went walking around. We found a pub. I got a shout out to the Clifford Arms. And as I've approached the pub, the security guard, and anyone who knows Crystal Palace Stadium, Clifford Arms is literally like a 30-second walk from the stadium. So as soon as I've got there, the security guards come over to me and he's like, bro, where are you going? And I was like, I was going to come in and watch the game. And he's like, I wouldn't recommend that. And I was like, why not? He's like, this is a Crystal Palace pub. And I was like, I know, but I got to be close to the stadium because I'm doing fan cam straight after and I'm getting content. And he goes, bro, haven't you got anything you can change into? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And he's like, you don't sound like you're from Liverpool. Where are you from? And I was like, no, I grew up around here. And he's like, so you should know better, bro. Like, what are you doing around there? So I'm like, look, I get it. Please just let me in. I'm not going to start any trouble. And he's just like, bro, they can't even serve you drinks here. And I was like, look, I don't drink, so it's cool. Like, I got my water in my bag. Please just let me come in. I'm not going to start any trouble. I doubt anyone's going to start trouble with me. He's gone, you might not start trouble, but someone might start trouble on you. And I was like, you know what? It comes with the territory, innit? I'll be fine. Long and short of it, the pub owners come out. She's spoken to me and the other Liverpool fans, and she just gone, you know what? You guys have been like polite, you've been everything, but you can come in. But if anything kicks off, you'll have to leave. All good. Got in there, no issues whatsoever, thankfully. A few looks, obviously, which is to be expected. So then I'm standing there and a guy comes up to me and he's just like, it's not a bad game, is it? And I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is where it begins. And he's gone, you're a lot braver than me because I wouldn't have worn my Liverpool kit in there. He's a Liverpool fan. So I'm like, all right, cool. Two of us now. So we're good. And we just got to talking. He he lived in Streatham where I used to live and all that. And then ended up speaking to a couple of the Palace fans. Amazing. Everyone knows Palace fans on the whole are some of the nicest fans about. So speaking to some of the Palace fans as well. So I had a good laugh. There was one idiot in there. One idiot talking about bin dippers this and all that. So I just pulled him to a side, had a little chat with him, and then he stopped doing that. But apart from that, shout out to everyone at the Clifford Arms. Shout out to Clifford Arms itself. And it was a good laugh. And then, yeah, managed to get through, go to the fan zone, speak to a couple of the Palace fans, speak to a couple content creators. As I said, D, Rich, JC, a couple other people as well. And yeah, it was a good day, man. It was a good day. But I do want to chop up a little bit about the game because, as I said, I've not really given my opinion on it to you guys as Matt and Drifted. So I've watched a little bit of the review, and I think a lot of you, again, maybe I'm going to get accused for sticking up for my brothers, but I'm always going to have Matt and Drift back in it. I think a lot of you were a bit harsh on the title. I don't think Matt and Drift meant lucky as in like it was a smash and grab. But we were lucky in the sense that we didn't put our chances away and Palace came on strong at the end and could have nicked a goal, which could have made it a draw. So in that aspect, I do think we were lucky. My takeaways from the game are, when we dominate games, we dominate games. Like, we're very good at dominating games now. We keep possession well, we keep the ball ticking over, and we do the right thing with the ball at the right times, more often than not. But we're not killing teams off, in my opinion, which means we're having to rely on Alisson. We'll speak about Alisson as well. We're having to rely on Alisson to get us out of a bit of trouble. We're having to rely on the defence a bit more than we need to. Long and short of it, the forwards, in my opinion, didn't really do their job to where they should have, in my opinion. So everyone knows how much I rate Jota, but Jota's got to be sticking away those other two chances. Jota should have had a hat-trick. And I know there's the Nunes fans who will go, oh, why don't you have the same words of war for Jota as you do for Nunes? I can only speak for myself. The reason I can't get onto Jota as much as I get onto Nunes is because Jota has a portfolio of scoring goals. But when it comes to individual games, Jota was, for me, not good enough on Saturday. Granted, he got the winner, but I'm going to keep the same energy that I keep with Salah, or I keep with Diaz, or I keep with Gakpo. You got the goal, fair enough, but your overall performance for me wasn't good enough. In fact, tell a lie. Overall performance, I think Jota held up the ball well. He won fouls when we needed to, and he was a pest all day. But the main thing we need Jota to do is put the ball in the back of the net. And granted, without his goal, we don't get the 3 points. But he should have made that game more comfortable for us. Chances were put on a plate for him by Trent. The cut back across the box, that's bread and butter for Jota. And then the header should be bread and butter for Jota as well. I'm not going to get on him too much because, again, that's more of a match review. But we need to start, as a team, we need to start killing teams off a bit more, in my opinion, just to make the season more comfortable, just to make games more comfortable, to allow Slot to rotate more, which keeps the players fresher. So if the players are fresher at the end of the season, then boom, bam, we're in with it to hopefully win trophies. So that's just my opinion on that. Another thing I'll take away from the game is Virgil, for me, is going underrated and unsung as a hero this season so far. And it's frustrating. And I hope this isn't a commentator's curse. And I'll probably pick my time to do it with the international break because there's a little break of games now. I don't think Virgil's getting the plaudits and the respect that he really deserves. Now, I'm not saying it's a Ballon d'Or season for Virgil or anything at this stage. But I saw Saliba at the weekend and they conceded a goal on his side after he got beaten by the defender and couldn't block it. This isn't me getting at Saliba. Everyone knows I rate Saliba highly. For me, he's top 2, top 3 in the Premier League. It probably top 2. But every week I hear about Saliba this, Saliba that, Saliba this, Saliba that. And great as an individual, but I think Saliba also gets a lot of help from Gabriel, as does Virgil from Ibri, by the way, before anyone goes crazy on that. But it's like the footballing world is almost taking Virgil van Dijk's performances for granted. As in, it's almost like when Haaland scores a brace. Everyone's like, well, it's Haaland, isn't it? It's what he does. It's what he's meant to do. Like, no, that's not normal. Like, Haaland shouldn't be on the amount of goals he's on so far this season. That's not humanly normal. Just like Virgil shouldn't be dominating attackers and dominating games like he does. There was a part in the game where we were under the cosh a little bit and Palace had played the ball up and Virgil could have just headed it out or just hoofed it in the air. Instead, he's taken a touch, he's facing his own goal and he's flicked the ball back towards himself over his shoulder and then passed it through the midfield. You see stuff like that. That's something that lasts maybe 1-2 seconds in the game. But it changes the whole narrative and it calms the whole team down. If you just hoofed that in the air or sliced it or passed back to the goalkeeper or anything, everyone would be like, oh, it's getting tense. Him doing little things like that just calms the whole manner of the game down, calms the defense down, lets his goalkeeper know that I've got this. You'll only be needed if you're really needed. Lets the midfield know I'm not just going to ping it into you and expect a miracle. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to pass into your feet and I'm here for an option again. Those things are going under the radar. In the air, again, not to diss Saliba here, but Gabriel's the defensive monster in the air for Arsenal. He's the one that's winning duels in the air. He's the one that's scoring goals from set pieces. Saliba in the air isn't the greatest. Virgil is. Virgil's winning aerial duels at an alarming rate. In fact, it becomes news when Virgil doesn't win a header against an attacker. It becomes news when Virgil is found wanting in the air. So again, I'm waxing lyrical about Virgil and I'm going to get called a biased Liverpool fan. I'll take it on the chin. It is what it is. But right now, for me, Virgil is showing class beyond everyone else. The only one who's been close to, well, in fact, two. The only two defenders that have been close to him from a centre-back perspective in the Premier League this season is Konate. Do you know what? I'll say three. Konate, Saliba and Gabriel. Those four for me are the best centre backs in the league. Ruben Diaz is excellent. I personally think if Gavardio was playing centre back, he'd be in that conversation for being in the top four. But he's obviously playing left back and again playing brilliantly. So big up to Gavardio doing his thing at City. But them four are for me the best. But Virgil for me still stands above, head and shoulders, if I'm going to be honest, above those guys. He's that good. He's that good. And Bajan Pops, big up yourself, bro. Big up the channel, big up Bajan Reds TV. I've got to compare him to Saliba because for me, Saliba is the second best at the moment. I love Ibu, and I would take Ibu over Saliba, but I still think Saliba is the second best on merit right now in the Premier League. So I have to compare him to the second best, bro. I have to. Even though I think he's better, even though I think Virgil is obviously better than Saliba, I still have to compare him. I think it's only right. I agree, Tommy. Gavardio should have been the player we bought. 100%. Missed the boat on that. And he's a Liverpool fan. But hopefully City get relegated with the 168 charges they've got or whatever the number is. And then we just go and get him on a nice little cheap deal. And then we sort out defense for the future. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with the 3 points. Really happy with the result. I'm going to sound like an arrogant Liverpool fan here, but I hope I don't. It's good to win ugly. But winning ugly consistently is not necessarily a good thing because those performances will come back to bite you against the better teams. So 1 every 4-5 games winning ugly, I take, but we can't keep on winning ugly. Sometimes we've got to put on a performance as well as put on a good result. Marcel, so with the game, I didn't actually go to the game itself. I had tickets. I was politely offered tickets and generously offered tickets, but I'd have been sitting with the Palace fans, and yeah, I just didn't want to take that risk. The channel is getting bigger. Me, Matt, and Drift are getting recognized more. I don't want to be sitting in an away stand. Someone recognizes me and then think I'm trying to take the mic or they try something. So as I get older, bro, I'm just trying to avoid beef and all that nonsense. I just want to live a nice, peaceful, happy life, bro. So yeah, I don't go to games unless I'm sitting with Liverpool fans now, simply because all it takes is one person to recognize you or one idiot to do something and then it becomes a whole palaver. So yeah, that's it from the Crystal Palace game. As I said, guys, we've got fan cams from that game, so if you haven't checked those out already, please do just head over to our YouTube channel and check those out. Much appreciated if you do, and do leave a comment as well. Shout out to Pimping the Stress, literally left a comment on every video. I'm pretty sure John's left comments, John Conway, the legend that is, and a few others of you as well. By the way, you lot are taking the mick. You know, I got a bone to pick with some of you. You lot cussing my beard. Look, I'll be real with you. The sunlight was really good on Saturday, so maybe it highlights some of the deficiencies in the beard, but it's getting there. Let's not sleep on the beard now. It's getting there. Look from the front. It's getting there. Like, look, everyone had to start somewhere in it. So if you're gonna get on me for the beard, then when the beard comes through, just be as loud with the criticism and be as loud with the, you know, with the appreciation when it really comes through. Thank you, Imran. I've got sideburns, bro. I've got sideburns. I just usually keep it low, but when the beard comes through, I'm going to be looking like Rick Ross. Oh, so yeah, make sure if you're not on the boat now, you like tickets are going to be too late when the beard really comes through. But yes, do you know what? Football Gospel, you're right. Now they said the beard is offside. All right, cool. Now though, you're one of the ones, you know. Now though, I'm going to make sure I personally call you out when this thing connects. Gravenberch again, fantastic. Everyone knows I can talk pretty well and I can use adjectives and all these things, but yeah, I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm running out of words and superlatives to speak about when it comes to Gravenberch. I literally said the other day he's like a Pokemon collector. Like he's catching them all when it comes to Man of the Match awards. I thought he's excellent again. So big up Gravenberch, man. Right, on to the other topics that I've got to speak to you guys about. Paul Joyce came out with a statement yesterday saying that there has been an impasse with Virgil van Dijk, Salah, and Trent Alexander-Arnold pertaining to their contracts. And shout out to Trent, it's his birthday today, 26 years old today. So big up Trent. So I look at this two ways with regards to the contract situation. One, talks are ongoing, which is positive, but two, talks aren't going very well at the moment. However, if talks only started recently, that's to be expected. For me, if I'm going to break down all three contracts, I think Virgil's to do with length of contract. I think Salah's to do with length of contract and wage. And I think Trent is to do with salary and ambition. Not to say that Virgil and Salah don't have ambition, but I think Trent's not stupid. He knows Real Madrid are chasing him, and especially after the Carvajal injury. And again, thoughts and prayers to Carvajal, a horrible injury. Had a very similar injury myself. His was way worse than mine, though. So I pray to God he gets through that and he's not in any pain lasting. And hopefully he gets back a lot quicker than the year that is being rumoured that he'll be out for. But Trent's not stupid. Trent knows that Real Madrid are in for him. So he's going to want reassurances about the ambition of Liverpool Football Club. And rightly so. He's one of the best footballers in the world. He deserves that. He wants to be winning trophies. He deserves that. I think Virgil definitely gets sorted, in my opinion. I don't know why I feel. I just feel Virgil definitely gets sorted. He's the captain. I think he's the one that gets sorted first out of the three. I don't know what happens with Salah and Trent. I genuinely don't. And I'm worried, really worried, because Trent, and I've said this on record, I think as a right back, Trent can be replaced. As a footballing right back, he can be replaced. But what you can't replace is his creativity, the fact that he can play right back, centre midfield, the fact that he has grown up and loves the city and the club, the fact that he's our vice captain, the fact that he can make magic and make moments happen out of nothing. That's the stuff you can't replace, in my opinion. So I need us to keep Trent. I still want him in midfield. I'll be real with you guys. I still want him in midfield. But yeah, I want Trent nailed down as soon as possible. And Salah, again, everyone knows it's no secret with me. Salah's my favourite outfield Liverpool player. I want him to re-sign. But at the same time, I could kind of understand if the club don't. Even though I wouldn't agree with it, I could kind of understand. But I pray to God Salah signs a new contract. I really, really do. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens over the next couple of weeks and couple of months with that as well. Look, we're in October now. This can't be dragging on until January because they can sign pre-contracts with other clubs. So again, we've got to be mindful of that. So we'll see what happens there. I'm sure me, Matt and Drift will speak about that in a bit more detail this evening as well. Two players who are linked with signing new contracts, which kind of came out of nowhere, but again, ecstatic about, and that is two of our centre-backs. Jarrell Quansah, the youth team academy graduate, and Ibu Konate. Look, I was getting worried about the Konate situation because in the summer next summer, he'll only have 1 year left on his deal if he doesn't sign a new contract. The way he started this season so far and the consistency he's had and the fact that he's playing more regularly, get that done, people. Get that contract done. Ibu, for me, has the potential to be the best centre-back in the world. He really does. He's sensational. And he has been sensational so far this season. Defensively solid, popping up with goals, important goals as well. Yeah, Ibu gets a new contract and hopefully he continues this run of form and this run of games as well, building a very good partnership with Virgil van Dijk, and long may that continue. And the other person is Quansah. Look, Quansah kind of got taken out of the firing line early this season, had a good game in the Carabao Cup. But yeah, again, over the moon. Jarrell Quansah is the future of this club. He's one of the main components of the future makeup of this club. Get that signed as well. And look, this is what I talk about when it comes to future planning. Don't let contracts go into the last year. Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards, etc. If they're sorting out Ibu and Quansah now, all for it. Well done. And let's keep that run going. And then finally, I'm going to speak about Alisson Becker. Now, I spoke about Salah and I said he's my favourite outfield player. So that should give you an indication as to who's my favourite Liverpool player. And that is Alisson Becker. In my opinion, the best goalkeeper in the world. And in my opinion, the best Liverpool goalkeeper I've seen in my lifetime, potentially the best Liverpool goalkeeper of all time as well. Some of my elders may disagree because they would have watched other Liverpool teams. I'm good with that. I can only speak about what I've seen. And for me, he's creme de la creme. He's number one. That being said, we signed Mama Dashvili in the summer. knowing that he's coming next summer. Kelleher's going to be leaving probably in the summer. Shout out to Pimping the Stress. Me and him were speaking about this morning. We managed to keep Kelleher 2 seasons longer than he wanted to stay. I don't think we can do it a third. And Yaros, his contract actually ends at the end of the season as well. And with Mamardashvili coming in, I don't know if he's going to want to stick around. In my mind, Alisson and Mamardashvili would be at the club next season, battling for #1 spot and then rotating between cup and league games. However, I don't know if that will be the case. The injuries Alisson is getting is still worrying. And if I'm not mistaken, since he's been at the club, he's missed 42 games through injury. 42 games through injury for an outfield player since they've been at the club since what would have been 2018 to 2024, so 6 years, is not a bad amount at all. In fact, when you break that down, that's 7 games a year they'd have missed, which is nothing when you spread it out of the context of the season. However, for a goalkeeper, that's extremely high. And that's 2 injuries he's had this season so far, if I'm not mistaken. And this one looked like a bad one. The fact that he had to kick the ball away with his left foot, the fact that he was on the ground, he was slapping the ground in anger and pain and frustration. I worry about Alisson Becker, guys. I'm not going to lie. And I worry about, are we going to keep him beyond this year? And look, if we don't, you can't really... Again, I've got to speak with my head instead of my heart here. You could understand the notion of selling a year early rather than selling a year late. And not just that, we're losing Alisson when it comes up to in my opinion, the most important period of our season so far. Like between the end of October and November will be gut check time for Liverpool. We'll really see where this Liverpool team is at, in my opinion. And he might not be available for any of that. At best, we have him back by the end of October. At best. At worst, you're looking at mid-November potentially, depending on whether it's a hamstring tear, a hamstring strain, a hamstring pull, what grade the tear is potentially, or the pull. It's very annoying. I feel sorry for Alisson. I really do. Because it's not like he just flies around and dives around just for the sake of it. He's not like a Pickford who makes camera saves. Like we always say, he makes saves look easy because of his positioning and his footwork. That being said, though, I really genuinely hope Alisson isn't injured for a long time. And I hope we don't look at moving him on with Mamardashvili coming in as well. I'd like at least 1 season where they transition to goalkeepers, similar to what happened with Chelsea and Courtois, with Cech and Courtois. But we'll see. We will see. And yeah, I'm sure, again, we'll chop that up a bit more detail this Monday in the evening with Matt and Drift. So, people, that's it for the first morning meetup live show. Hope you guys have enjoyed listening to me talk this morning. If you're at work, if you're out and about, or whatever you're doing, hopefully this is a little half an hour where it just kills a bit of time and you can listen to this in the background or watch it, whatever you're doing. And yeah, please do smash that like button if you haven't. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. For anyone who's an MMA fan or a combat fan or boxing or etc., as soon as this finishes, I'm going to be live on the Sanderson Show. That's my other YouTube channel, speaking about UFC 307 and potential matchups to make next for different competitors and different fighters. So please do switch over there. If you just stay here, you'll be able to go straight over there from a redirect. So I'm just going to quickly read out these supers before I go. Shout out to Ty, who says, just like 1920, defense is winning us games. What a difference it makes having a solid back line and defensive responsible midfielders. Shout out, Ty. Couldn't have said that any better myself. But I'll also go a step further and say, shout out to the attackers who've been defending from the front as well. I think it's a team effort. And also shout out to Slot for building a structure that allows the defense to be a bit more sturdy and doesn't just rely on individuals as well. And that's not a shot at Klopp before anyone says anything. Just a different setup and just something that I like. It's just a preference thing. I know there's still Klopp fans in there just like myself. That is not a shot at Klopp. Shout out to Ty again, says, if the forwards even start half cooking, it's a problem. Facts. Facts. And they have all the attributes to cook. Again, Gakpo with another assist and a very good assist as well. So long may that continue as well. And look, Gakpo and Diaz battling on that left-hand side. It's glorious. It really is. Iron sharpens iron, and them two are sharp as nails at the moment. You like what I did there? But no, people, shout out to you all. If you haven't already, check out the fan cams. As I said, going live straight away on the Sanderson show in a couple of minutes. So please be sure to join me over there if you're a fight fan. Even if you're not a fight fan, I still wouldn't mind you coming over and subscribing. I'm on the road to 3,000 subs over there as well. I think I'm on around 2,800. So would love if you guys could sub to the channel as well and hopefully get to 3,000. But yes, people, that is it from me today. For now, until you see me later, thanks very much for joining, watching and listening. We are Team Kopish. Have a good rest of the morning and afternoon and stay safe until we see you in the evening. Take it easy, everyone.